This house has really had me intrigued ever since they first came out. Something about the aesthetic and the marketing just really appealed to me. So let's talk about House of Beau. I became aware of a deal, I think it was on TikTok. I'm in a fragrance group in Facebook, or a few fragrance groups actually, and they let everybody know that on TikTok you could get samples of House of Beau for just paying the shipping, which was like $7. So I immediately went as fast as I could and checked out and got my 3 samples. Because, as you may or may not know, House of Beau is a little bit difficult to get samples of. I'm sure there's one of those sites, probably like Twisted Lily or something, where you can get them, but I just never had. The only thing I had gotten was a scent bird of one of the House of Beau, and unfortunately it didn't work out for me, even though I still have it here. So then I kind of got turned off from sampling anymore. That came in this set. You couldn't select your own, but that's fine. These are pretty popular anyway. Are Casa Blanca, La Mar, and Ave Maria. So we're going to talk about those today. And the scent bird one that I got was Bombón. Bombón. I actually want to talk about these little boxes first and how cute they are. They each come in their own little box. And then, of course, you slide it out. And there's a card explaining the fragrance and a little sample. They also have this little card included, and it says, "Spray to reveal a message meant for your soul." And it's really pretty. It has kind of like a marble texture once you spray it and get it wet. I don't know if you can see this any better now. The water's kind of gotten all over it, but it has that stone look once it's wet. It's a really cool little technology. And it says, "Power exists only where you perceive it to be." Oh, and every box of the fragrance has the stone print on the ends. So that's what the stone on Casa Blanca, on the bottle of Casa Blanca, would look like. But let's talk about Casa Blanca first. Their description is a harmonious blend for the self-reflector. I have been wearing this one all day today. The top notes are white tea, creamy minerals, labdanum. Middle notes, desert fig, copal blanco, white suede, and the base notes are white oud, vanilla bourbon, and tobacco. So there's a lot of white. And spray, because it's plenty potent. You don't need a lot. See, I've only used that much of my sample today, and I feel like I can smell myself just fine. Casa Blanca gives me, I think, the copal. I don't really know. It's a resin, but when I looked it up, I know it's a resin, but obviously I've never gone and tried to seek out copal and smell it as a raw material, but it's so unique, this fragrance. It's kind of like when we talk about Bombón, that one I felt like was really different, just a little too different for me, but Casa Blanca is nice. And now for me, I'm still working on it, I'm still processing it. And I think with all these, they need time. So you need time to get to know them. They're not easy to get to know like a designer fragrance, like Donna Born and Roma, or just any of those easy designer fragrances. These are complex and different. So the notes that are actually included are different than what you normally see, and the way they're combined is kind of different. So still getting to know them. I feel like it's going to take more than one full day wear. It's going to take like 3 to 5. And I may run out of my sample by then and then just give up. But because I don't feel like I need a full bottle of any of these right now, but I'm just leaving it open that could change, let's just say. Because this is beautiful and different. It just doesn't strike a chord with me personally, this Casa Blanca. I can see how some people say it's quite masculine. I do get how people say that, but I really think it's unisex. I really think anyone can wear this. I mean, when you look up the accords in Fragrantica, the first accord is sweet. So I think some men would actually probably think it's too sweet for them. And we have the mowers here, so excuse the background noise if you hear. Casa Blanca is, I'm going to say maybe my favorite, maybe tied for first of my favorite of these 4 that I've tried from House of Beau. Now, I would like to try some other ones. I would like to try Espiritu. I would even like to try Oro Verde, the one that has a little bit of a cannabis note. I mean, that sounds really different and weird. And I don't know, let me think. I think those are the other two that I've heard people describe that might resonate with me. Based on how unique these are, I think it's really fun to experience and sample them. At the very least, it's fun to sample them. Casa Blanca gives me creamy fig with that copal, whatever that actually smells like. I think I'm smelling it. You definitely get the tobacco, and it does give off a white feeling, but not like you would expect, not like a beach or summer resort, not like that kind of experience. This actually smells really warm to me. So I'm feeling like I could wear this in the fall, winter. I'm feeling like I could definitely wear this year round. So Casa Blanca is refined, fresh, but warm, and just really elevated. If I think of other ways and better ways to describe it, I will let you know. But so far, I'm just really getting to know it. And definitely the fig, the tobacco, and the copal are the notes that stick out to me on that one. Now we'll talk about Lamar, and it's sort of like a grayish white stone. I don't know what that is. So Lamar, the description says, imagine the smell of your skin after emerging from the sea with an exquisite and luxurious floral perfume. So Lamar is more of a marine, coconut, and white floral blend. And it is like the description says, like wearing white floral perfume and going swimming in the ocean, what your skin would smell like. The top notes are Arabian jasmine, pink pepper, seawater. We have Gardenia mexicana, Indian tuberose, Shimoga ginger, and then the base notes are coconut, almond milk, and Sembrani tears. Interesting type of ginger. I've never heard of that. So I just sprayed it in the box here. So this one is also unisex. It's a little bit like wearing a very nice suntan cream or a very elevated sun lotion. And like I said, going swimming in the ocean and having a really nice gin and tonic or something very minerally, very fresh. Of all these House of Beau fragrances, Lamar is the most expected type of smell. You do get the sunscreen and you get the sea, and it's fresh. It's quite simple to me, but done in a really nice, again, elevated way. You're going to smell more rich than other sunscreen scents. It's not going to smell dirty or yucky or sweaty. This smells really nice and fresh. So Lamar is very nice. Like I said, unisex, not necessarily striking a chord with me. I'll wear my sample more and see if I like it more. But right now it's not really my thing. I don't usually go for sunscreen smells. I do like coconut. And usually I don't like marine type scents, but it's done in such a nice way. It is really nice and inoffensive. So I feel like it's just a nice scent. And it's more cooling than Casa Blanca. I think Casa Blanca, now that it's dried down on my skin, I really get that tobacco and suede accord. So Lamar is much more fresh. It's more of something I'd want to wear when it's really hot. And now we have Ave Maria. I wore this all day yesterday, so I used up about half the sample wearing this yesterday. The stone on this one is kind of like a light blue. I don't know what it is. And this description is a blooming ode to love and devotion. And the notes are dewy gardenia, cashmere, Indonesian jasmine. So we've got the white florals. We've got African neroli, raindrops, sweet pear, and the base notes are Merlot wine accord, oakwood, and Napa leather. Now for this one, I think I like the combination of the white florals and the Merlot and the leather. It's like I said before, it's just a really unique fragrance. I like how they go together. So you have the gardenia and even the neroli in here doesn't really bother me. Usually neroli bothers me right away and I can detect it and I don't like it. But Ave Maria is done in a really nice way. The watery notes, the raindrops, just give it freshness. Hair, now it's not too sweet. It's not too sweet. And then when you wear this on your skin, for me, the wine accord and the oak wood and the Napa leather, those come out after an hour or so wearing it and your skin warming up. But also, what I thought was interesting is I was wearing this yesterday and I hadn't sprayed it for like 3 hours, probably. And I was outside and my skin was warm and I bent over to pick something up and got my own sillage and I still got gardenia. So, and that's a top note. So it stayed. Indonesian jasmine. Yeah, so it was mostly gardenia to me. This is a really nice scent. I can see why a lot of people like this. I thought this would be my least favorite, but it's really like tied for top with Casa Blanca, if not maybe over Casa Blanca, better than Casa Blanca. So I really do like this Ave Maria. I wouldn't probably buy a bottle because it's not like my scent profile exactly, but I can see why people have been talking it up and hyping it up. It is really pretty. Now we're going to talk about Bombón, which I'm maybe going to sell on Mercari. It's pretty full, this scent, but I haven't used hardly any. This is a gourmand white floral, sort of like. It's different. Yeah, different. So the accords are white floral, fresh, sweet, warm, spicy, caramel, fruity, woody, green, leather, tropical. It's a floral woody musk created in 2024. The notes are lily of the valley, lychee, saffron, then caramel, marshmallow, bergamot, pink pepper, and cognac, ambergris, and birch. So the reason I didn't care for this especially is it is quite sweet. I don't know if it's the lychee or the lily of the valley, maybe. I guess there's caramel and marshmallow too, like I said. But I don't feel like they go together for me, the notes. And it didn't wear well on my skin. It kind of, when I wore it one day, this was a long time ago when I first got this Scentbird, I tried to wear it and test it out on skin and it just got on my nerves where I kind of wanted to wash it off. So just for me, it's not a love. But if you like white florals and you like sweet gourmands, like I said, it does have marshmallow and caramel, you might like this one. It is definitely, of all these, my least favorite, and I still think I'm probably going to try to just sell the Scentbird decant on Mercari, or I'll give it to one of my nieces. But I do detect the House of Beau DNA now that I've smelled the other three in there. It's kind of like a clean, crisp base, I feel like. So that's Bombón. I don't know if I can describe it any better. It's just more of like a floral gourmand. I like Ave Maria a lot better, and Casa Blanca is kind of like, okay. And Lamar is just like, well, you know, if you like that kind of thing, if you like a marine sunscreen, fresh, yeah, it's great. It's a really good version of that. So those are the ones from House of Beau that I have tested so far. I do see why there's been hype about them. Bottles look like they'd be beautiful. I haven't seen them in person, but the handmade stone on top, just so much care and thought and detail put into all of the fragrances. And the notes are combined in really unique, different ways. So it's just a really interesting house, and I can appreciate it for that. So I hope you enjoyed this short little review. I hope that if you want to get your nose on them, you can. And tell me what you think of any of the House of Beau if you've tried them. What's your favorite? I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you're doing well, and join me in the next one. All right.